everybody, today we're going to go ahead and review the e.l.f. Mineral Foundation. This one has SPF 15 in there. I didn't realize that. I recently purchased one that does have that, but it prints it on the front now. So that's actually really cool that even this one had that. I didn't realize actually when I did purchase the one recently in a haul that I actually had this one in my drawer already. So I did, when I was kind of clearing out and rearranging my products, I pulled this one out and started to use it. And I have to say, it's actually a pretty decent foundation. Now, as you can see, it's one of those loose shaker top foundations that e.l.f. is actually really good in. And then the idea is that you're going to dip your brush into this cap and then you'll sweep it over where you need it. It is a pretty nice coverage foundation. The shade is actually pretty spot on to being my perfect skin match, if you will. The shade's pretty close to being a really good skin match actually for me. So I do quite like that. I do like the lightness of the powder so that I feel I have the control to give myself a really like light and natural look, or to really kind of not pack it on but apply more dense coverage of it and then get a more full coverage look with that foundation. I don't really ever use foundations as is, like a powder foundation as is. For me, I really feel that it doesn't offer the best kind of coverage. I usually prefer to use those as a very light dusting setting powder or coverage powder or something of that nature. So I did go ahead and use it in the look that I am sporting right now. It did a really nice job, and I do show you the technique of how I do like to apply those powder kind of products. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to that, and then you guys can kind of see how it is that we apply that on my face. Tips and tricks that I have with that, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts on that.
Okay, so this is the e.l.f. Powder Foundation in Fair. This is the loose version of that mineral foundation. I'm just going to go ahead and tap some of that into the cap, and then we're taking the e.l.f. complexion brush, and I'm going to go ahead and pounce that onto my skin. I find that this really helps to set the makeup but not disturb the makeup that I've already applied underneath. If you ever notice that you have issues with your makeup kind of going away from you or changing texture after you've applied a powder, this is a really good technique to try. You really get to see that you don't need a lot of powder to really set that makeup, and also it really helps you to take away the tackiness that BB creams and foundations naturally do have. Just pounce, pounce, pounce. And then if you want more coverage, swirl around.
Okay, so as you can see, I do like to do it kind of two ways. I really do like to rock and press the powder into my skin first, especially when I use a BB cream or a very liquidy kind of foundation that doesn't really set that quickly. I do like to press the powder into my face to really kind of set that powder, and then I really do like to buff in circular motions kind of thing to pick up the excess powder and to really kind of apply it into a seamless application so it doesn't look obvious that I'm wearing it. I do really like using the complexion brush with that. That's one of my favorite ones. I've also used, recently I purchased the mineral brush. That one's pretty decent with it, but honestly you can use any kind of powder brush that you have on hand that you really do like. They all do basically, I would say, a similar job. Some of them, just because of the nature of the size and the taperedness of it, is a little bit easier to apply the product where you want it, but they're all basically the same thing. So you don't need to worry, oh, I don't have that brush. Use as powder brush as you can and you'll be fine. So I want to get into whether I would repurchase this or not. So as it stands right now, as I have a backup, I'm kind of feeling like I won't repurchase this at this moment. I feel like it's an okay product, but it's not one of those game-changing, life-changing powders for me. I really do appreciate their pressed powder more. I feel like that one has more coverage for me personally. And I really do like the way that it does blend onto my skin a little bit more personally. I feel that the loose one, it just doesn't pack enough coverage onto it for me to really warrant me to use the loose powder, especially with all the extra hassle that the loose container comes with. It doesn't even have like a foam or a puff or something of that nature to keep in there to really seal that product in, unfortunately, and I really wish they did, because it would really help with opening the product. You're not losing as much, and you're also not getting it everywhere. So it's for those reasons I don't think I will repurchase it at this time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!